Hello, welcome to another episode of the Pianoforte Podcast. I'm your co-host Felicia, and here with me is my co-host Audrey. Hi, Audrey.
Hello.
Yeah.
It has not been that long since we stopped the recording and had recording again, like press the button again.
So, anyway, this episode is a continuation from last episode. It's a part 2 to the last episode.
Yes.
So now it is my turn to, I guess, show Audrey what I've done with her piece that she has started, her song that she started.
Yeah. Also a little context to those who just jump into this episode and did not watch the first part. Go back to that one first.
Yeah.
Or no. It doesn't actually.
It doesn't really
you
matter.
don't have to. It doesn't really matter. But I will just explain it real quick. We have talked about this for a long while, and then we keep postponing it. But also, we did not realize we did not anticipate how much precautions we needed when we do this. There's so much things to think about.
Yeah.
But eventually, we made it slightly in one piece. I was a mess, but I guess so were you.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, we were both a mess.
Quite a mess, yeah.
And we basically swapped projects, like the project that I did that I couldn't finish for some odd reason.
Was picked up by me and quasi-completed. Not quite. Completed enough for this episode.
Completed enough for the episode. And the other way around.
Yeah.
And we actually each gave 3 options
to
each other. And we chose which one is
we had
more
our pick,
comfortable.
Yes. Yeah.
Well. So that's the context. So this is the second part. You can listen to this first. It doesn't really matter, the order. But
definitely check out the previous episode if you haven't
already. We will link
already.
up the previous episode as well, because I would like you to check what I did on Felicia's piece.
It was really cool.
I butchered it.
What? No, you didn't. You butchered it in a good way.
I made it a whole other different genre and a half.
But that's kind of the point of to see what you can do, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay. So we can now start with... similar as the last episode as well. We will start by... There's so many things that I need to say in advance. We will... first of all, we will start with the original unfinished product.
yeah.
We will listen to it together for the first time. But before we listen to it, I give you now 10 seconds to go to our blog. There's a link somewhere. There must be a link. Or if there's no link, it's just pianofortepodcast.wordpress.com. Go there. And there will be some notes that you could follow along that might make this whole experience better in context.
Yeah. And in this case, there'll be lyrics, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you spoiled it already, Felicia.
They're going to find out in less than a minute.
Right. Yeah. But please open it if you're in a safe place and if you are capable of doing so. But if you're driving and listening to this podcast, please do not do that. We do not condone any
dangerous driving habits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're ready, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. Then we should just go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So
Yes. That was Audrey's original.
So, do you? How did we do the? Wow, my brain is.
Well, basically that is the original, and that is what I worked with.
Yeah,
And
that was what I came up with.
Yeah.
That was so basically it's an unfinished demo, right? It's not well produced by any means.
but there's a lot of materials in there.
There's a lot of ideas that somebody could work on.
Yeah, and with yes.
Yeah. Should we just directly listen to your thing,
Yeah.
or do you need to? Okay.
You can.
Okay.
2
so
minutes,
we.
okay?
Are you ready? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to 2 minutes and stop there. Okay.
Well, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I was born a dreamer, never to be demure. My curiosity fed with stories beyond grew. Brighter still, I want to leave to see the vast wide world grow like trees, never fading. Learn the rules of the old gods, fickle-minded, never mind. On the side of a sunbeam, I'm falling, praying on my knees, reiterating words on my lips. So selfish, I wish for sunbeam. Please never leave me. I was 3 and 20, sent to live my duty, but my curiosities straining within these four walls. I've yet to see the world, and I'm already a flower wilted. But the rules of the old gods, I know, fickle-minded, it's alright. On the side of a sunbeam, I'm falling, praying on my knees, reiterating words on my lips. So selfish, I wish for sunbeam, come back to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly still incomplete.
I actually am. So, I did like say like you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Do you regret that now?
No.
Okay.
But originally, when I wrote my demo, I thought that my song would just be like 2 minutes. That is the entire song. Like, it's just one verse
Right.
and one chorus. That's what I had
Ah.
in mind originally.
Ah,
I didn't tell you
see.
because I just don't want to limit you and like
Yeah.
you
like
know.
having that in my head will just be like, that's what Audrey intended. Should I do that? Should I do something else?
Yeah,
Will
no,
be
I
another
didn't.
decision
see,
making, right?
That's why, like, I
So
mean,
thank you very much,
basically,
Audrey.
You didn't also do, you didn't give me instructions with the other project, so I was like, fair enough. Let her do her thing. I do love the pre-chorus though. I like how you rearrange the strings a lot.
I also I didn't reharmonize. I cut
You
down the
put
harmonies.
some different chords. Yeah, you put.
I cut them down. Yeah.
Yeah. The only trippy part for me is that the last chord of the pre-chorus and the first chord of the chorus is the same.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like,
It'll be nicer with the change, right?
yeah.
Mm.
Because it feels like, especially like, okay, a little more like music nerd context. There's something called suspension
Mm-hmm.
or like tension,
Yeah.
which is achieved by dominant chords dominant valued chords.
Yeah.
Anyway, so each chords in each different keys has its own role and whatnot, and some chords could be more like, like it feels like something is resolved, and some chords would create tensions, create like movement. I need to move somewhere else.
Basically, there was no cadence.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no cadence there.
Yeah, when it just stays in one chord, it's not moving.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. That's the only thing that I feel a little bit trippy. But I do like what you write. Actually, the lyrics are pretty. Do you want to?
It's pretty long. I sent you the extra part that I didn't work on because I wanted a contrast in the melodic and harmonic materials that I haven't gotten around to yet. So maybe there will be a part 3, like 5 seasons later. Unless you want to take it back again.
Oh, you know what? It should happen. It should happen. We should do
because
at some point.
I would like to finish this at one point in time.
At some point, be like, guys, it's finally happening. Felicia finally finished what she's supposed to finish a year ago.
Are you sure it's just a year ago? Maybe it's 10 years ago by then?
Who knows?
Yeah. When I was listening to your original, because your original one, you had a lot of materials in the chorus already.
I do. I love the chorus, actually.
I like your chorus a lot. So I was like, I'm not touching this. Well, I did for one line, and I chopped it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that thing. The phrasing of that one line is slightly...
It's odd, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also didn't groove with it yet.
This is also one of the marks that I am not really a singer.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like...
finding the word placement is not very natural for me. Like, I struggle
writing
with
lyrics... This is a discussion that I had with a friend. Sometimes she'll listen to the podcast. Norma. So, she recently had like a concert. And... I think basically like the lyrics is not well placed, kind of. That's a long story short. And yeah, there's definitely artistry in like lyrics writing. That's why we had Lindsay talk about lyric writing last time, and all the details and whatnot. And it's actually way more beyond than just what we talk with Lindsay. And like, placing certain words. Where's the, like, batonal, like the accent?
The accents, the stress,
the stress points, right? It's its own thing. Okay, I will let you talk because I talked the last episode.
Yeah, so I'll just start with like the changes I did, which was largely in the verse. I cut down some of the harmony, but you are right. I didn't do a cadence leading to the chorus. I think it was on my head. It was in my brain for a while, and then I worked on the lyrics and I forgot about that.
Oh, okay. So you intended, you did not really 100% intended to do that.
No, it's just like it was something I intended to do, and I just did my head.
It's
and
okay.
it's like,
It's okay.
Yeah, and then I stripped down the groove. Not, would you say that? How do I phrase it?
I
cut down the things that were.
You didn't cut. I don't think you cut down though. I think you not replace, but like
I removed quite a few beats.
Yeah, you moved some stuff.
Yeah, I basically just cut off. I was like, because I was thinking like how to work with it, because you had a lot of materials already.
Yeah.
Like there was like something going on in the chorus. I had to find out how to set the story up to lead to the chorus.
But I like what you did. I like that you reduced it because it gives it more room for the chorus, especially.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Because the thing is, what I noticed about chorus also is like it's largely a 2-note melody. Like the important words are largely And I was like, well, if the chorus is 2 notes, what can I do with the verse?
Right.
So I was like, well, I'm going to make everything just like a bit thinner in sound.
Yeah.
So the chorus will still sound like a chorus after that. Was kind of my intention.
Also,
and then
No, sometimes when I wrote it, I just put, like, as I said, it's definitely it's not the finished product. We already know that. That's why I sent it to Felicia. So I am happy that you worked on also the instrumental part of it. That I then only just like, okay, I can just write the lyrics and leave the instrumental alone. But I appreciate that but you stripped the last half of my chorus actually. That's
Yes,
also
I cut it in. I snipped it up because I was like, it was very hard to no it. I'll just spoil this because the finished product might be completely different from whatever I have in mind right now anyway. So what we've heard so far, I've kind of thought in my head is like verse 1, a very long verse 1, but you're right, there's kind of a pre-chorus. So verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, then verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, and then in my head there will be a bridge of sorts, and then after that there will be a chorus 3 with the whole thing. Was my intention.
So you basically wanted to go the traditional pop song route.
Kind of, yeah.
We went traditional for both our projects.
I think it's an easy starting point, you know?
Yeah. It's a
because,
cliche.
Yeah.
It works. It works.
It works for a reason.
Yeah. It didn't change for a reason.
Yes.
That habit. Anyway,
and then the lyrics, the story and the setting, I basically went through at least like 3 different versions for me.
Yeah, I see. There's a lot of...
This is page 20, by the way, the one I sent you.
Wait,
my whole working in lyrics had like... It took up 20...
Is it 20 for only this song? No, not only for only this song, right?
So this is like my workings halfway through. And then I was just like scribbling. And some of them are like mind maps.
This is page 20 as in like not only for this song, right?
Only for this song. I went through quite a few versions, right?
You're
so like
obsessed.
All my brainstorming went through this. Yeah, no, because my first version, I wanted something a bit more like really story-like, which is kind of what I did in the end. Because I think I like to write very wordy verses.
You do.
Oops, I just shot the camera.
That's no secret, but maybe it is. Felicia is so wordy. Not only verses though, Fish. I have to say.
Well, yeah.
You're very wordy. You know
I
what?
write in a very wordy manner.
It almost feels like you are just basically like doing like a poem.
Yeah.
But like
kind
a
of.
free flowing poem, like there's no restriction.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Writing shorter is not quite my forte, so still something I'd like to try to work on in the future, maybe. Yeah, but my first one, let me see where's page 1.
Meanwhile, I'm very minimal when it comes to words. The sunbeam. Oh.
Yeah.
What is this?
Let me see if I can find. And my first one was my first 2 versions I think was like revolving around like the topic of like grief in a way. Like losing something. Losing something very close to you. First one was losing something close to you. Second one was much more like losing something or losing yourself in the world kind of thing. But it's very...
the second one is more like losing yourself, actually.
Yeah, losing yourself.
But I like the word fickle-minded that you use on both parts.
This is interesting. So my third version was... I was thinking I needed a story that from somewhere that I don't come up with myself. And my third version, which is not this one, was based on Hamlet. Because I was like, it'll be kind of cool, right? To have like someone who is who is in grief and in remorse. Yeah. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think Hamlet was very remorseful. So I was like, that can't work. Like, it just doesn't flow. So I was thinking about it again.
Not really.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it again. I was thinking of another classic, Faust.
Oh yeah, Faust.
Which
I don't
is...
really... No.
I kind of forced myself to read through the whole thing once, and I just understood like 5% of what happened in the whole story.
That's sounds legitimate.
Yeah, but then I didn't go with that entirely. I remember a story that I read a few months ago, which I'm not sure if I told you about it. The title is called The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue. It's by V.E. Schwab.
Schwab.
It's SCHWE but I do not know
Schwab.
where the person is from.
Schwab.
Okay, fine. We'll go with Schwab.
I'm German enough. No,
Yeah.
I know a person that with that last name. That person is German, so
Yeah.
take this with a grain of salt. Take this pronunciation with a grain of salt, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So, I was very taken with that story, and it's a bit Faustian in nature, but it's written in a much more understandable way. So I really took to it.
Nice.
And basically, it's about this. I'll see if I can give a rundown of the story without
Is it Faust
being
for
confusing.
dummies?
what.
Faust for dummies. Like, you know the For Dummies series?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, not quite. It's just they happen to run in very similar veins. So anyway, there's this story of this girl from like I think like 1600s in France. There's a setting who grew up in this village and is very traditional society. And she has this set rule of like, it's just like, oh, you're a girl. At this age, you have to get married. And then this is your role in society. You have to kind of carry on this. And then she wants to be away from that. She wants to dream and live and travel and see the world. So on the day that she was supposed to be married, she ran away and she was praying to the old gods. So like, yeah, the old gods apparently are, I don't have to elaborate, do I? So anyway, she prayed to the old gods.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
You don't
but
have
she was once given a warning by this elder lady in the village of do not pray to the gods who answer after dark. But she did, and that's how the whole story began. So it's kind of like it became a kind of Faustian deal. Like in exchange for her having like freedom and time, she basically had to surrender her soul to this particular old god or
That's
devil or
interesting.
whatever this person is supposed to be.
Sounds very evil at the same time.
Yeah, so like she navigates through this and she lives for like 300 plus years. And that's a whole part of the story I'm not getting into because I chose to just kind of fixate on like this part where she makes the deal.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a part of a storyline. So you
It's
know
a
what?
part, so No, you say first?
Because the whole entire time you were explaining this and also your habit with your wordiness, why don't you just write a musical instead?
The organization, Audrey.
Yes, I know.
Like
I know.
you have
We've
to
talked about this
compartmentalize
as well.
every single thing into very specific things, and yeah.
But
me just start by writing some
This is
songs
already
first.
a start somehow. It's not in the genre. But you know what?
But
Instead of a musical, concept album. This is already a start.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess so.
do we start another project after this? Maybe not.
We'll just start by collecting songs first and see what we can do with them.
No, but this is actually very nice, and I actually, if you would do a like project album, like concept album with the whole entire story of, because that's the thing, right? With like also with concept album is that the songs, like it has to lead to, like it leads to the next song and so on and so forth. But the
Yeah.
songs doesn't have to be like contextually in the same style.
Yeah.
So it could totally work that this is like a start of something and then like whatever. But I don't know if it fits with the sunbeam thing.
Yeah. So there is a lot of imagery in the verses that I really stuck with. I took from the book directly. So like dreamer, curiosity, stories, and then like seeing the world, growing like trees and flowers. That is also imagery from the book directly. Old Gods, of course. Fickle-minded was also from the book. So I'm very happy you picked that up because I saw that word. I was like, this is really nice.
Okay, nice. We had the same inkling. We're just like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
that's
Which
a
is
unique word.
But this is also the reason why verse 2 starts with 3 and 20. I was 3 and 20.
Yeah,
Because that was the wording.
That is
That
an
was-
old English.
Well, I mean, technically this was French, so
Okay.
but I guess like it's long ago enough that this is how they said it, right?
I read a novel once. I believe it's supposed to be like by an English writer, and the writing of age is also like that. By the way, it's also in German. It's like that. 3 and
Yeah.
20. 23.
Yeah, but in one word.
Yeah.
In German, it's just one word.
The book that I read, I think it has like, the lines.
What?
The
The
lines, like-
hyphens. The
yeah, hyphens. Thank you.
I was like, what is Audrey scribbling in the air?
Ducklingual. Because I keep thinking strich. What is strich of English? What is strich of English?
A stroke
Just-
or a line. But in this case, a hyphen is the word.
My brain just works in German for some reason in some certain way.
Yeah,
but
and then
so this is technically
Paris
also not
was
finished.
also a
No?
word. No, it's not finished. I mean, you heard the song already. It's nah.
I do. I think my favorite part from what you did was the pre-chorus. I really, really like the pre-chorus until the last word.
Oh.
But you admitted as well that you intended to change it anyway. I think I like it because in my version, like, I had like almost no pre-chorus, kind of a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I really like your pre-chorus. I really like it.
Oh, thank you.
The verses
was
also
actu-
pretty, but like
Yeah?
in comparison to the pre-chorus is winning. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is this, like, when I was choosing a note to start on, I think I chose to start on a B or D. Da, da, dee, 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 dee. I originally wanted to try to go lower, but I can't sing it.
Sorry, Mama. I just got distracted again because this is the same as Nadine's episode. There's a
Oh.
motorcycle. It's like,
I do not hear them.
I did, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
I mean,
it's fine.
For your reference, now it's like 9 p.m. for me, so it's quite a similar time. But I actually did hear a motorcycle running by like at 1 a.m.
Well,
I was awake, so I was like, motorcycle. Anyway,
anyway, yeah. we drift way too much. Sorry.
yeah. I was saying that for the verse, in this version I started on the D, but I originally wanted to start a bit lower, but I couldn't reach it. Like, I can't sing it. So I was like, well, I probably do need to record this, so I'm going to pitch it up higher. I'm going to find a different melody that works on a higher note.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
also because from
That
whatever
happens,
note
that happens.
yeah, and from whatever note I started on, I was like, I'm going down because the chorus goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, whatever note I start on, I'm going down. So that happened.
Yeah.
And then I was doodling around on the melody. And then at one point for the pre-chorus, I ended up with something that was like going higher.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
I was like, that wouldn't actually work because it went higher on the last line. But then
Yeah.
on the chorus, you go higher again from the lower note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So it's like there's all this like decision
So
making.
you changed again. Yeah, this is decision making.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting. It's quite a fun process, but
it's really interesting because for me, maybe because the demo, my version, you could hear I had some ideas in mind. So if I I'm the type of person that I just record whatever idea, and if I don't like it, I scrap it in the end. No big deal. But that's, I mean, you probably also did that and be like, I can do that maybe, or nah, yeah, and eventually decide on something. But yeah, it shows like a different strategies and like for an easy example, it's just that actually you could have just written the lyrics to whatever the melody that I already had.
Yeah, but I kind of wanted to. I could have probably.
Could have. That's what I meant. Like that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like it's a different process, and I think it shows that you have a different thought process and like whatever. So yeah, that's pretty nice actually. That's really nice. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Not much. Not for this one.
I mean, I would not really touch on the verse 3 or bridge yet because there's the
No, it's I
the
want to see
lyrics
whether
is already like you already had some.
I have
words.
lyrics, but I also want to see if I can cut it shorter or maybe rearrange the way
The words,
like the flow of like events in verse 3 or the / bridge, whatever it shall be. I don't know.
you know what? If you're very wordy, have you ever considered making a rap?
No. Do you want to rap on it?
I don't rap well. My
Surely
voice
better
is
than
not
me.
a rapping voice. I also don't know what it means. Like I just,
Yeah.
No, I don't rap well. But maybe somebody wants to.
Well, but the thing is, like with rap, I don't listen to a lot of rap, but my impression is that the phrases are very truncated. Like the way the word sound is very snappy sometimes.
It could be, but it could also not be. I mean, who am I to say? I don't listen to a lot of hip hop or whatever, so my knowledge is also kind of limited. But I'm pretty sure that there's like some drill rappers out there that just like split out 600 words in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Words and not syllables. Yeah.
Had to think for a second there. I was like,
Anyway, so should we wrap up?
yeah, I think we can wrap this up.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the finished product eventually. I am still, and when you do, I hope not in like 10 years. Maybe we can make another episode because, well, you still owe me a thing though. I finished your song.
Yeah, it's
The whole premise of this 2 episodes is like to pick up pieces and
run with it.
run with it and hopefully
don't drop it.
Yeah. But that's it. Okay. So we switch to
The song recommendation
of the week. Yes. You want to start again?
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind starting. Do you want to start?
You almost always start. Should I start?
Okay. Should you start? I think you should start.
I should start. I am flabbergasted. Okay. Scrolling through my phone real quick because I forgot the artist's name, but I know the song that I want to
recommend.
Yes, thank you. It's called Love Me Back to Life by Natalie Lane. How did I find this song? Thanks to Instagram again. Again, through my Instagram scrolling, and there's a Instagram reels of her singing this like with only piano. Just like a promotional video. When artists make singles and whatever, and they be like, hey, listen to this song that I just made. Here's a snippet for it, and like just play it like a cappella, unplugged version or some sort. And I really liked her tone I started being like, oh, she has a really nice singing tone. It's kind of twangy a little bit, but not in an annoying way, because twang could be annoying. I'm not saying that it's always annoying. It could, but it's not. And I just really like her singing tone, and from that snippet, I already know it's kind of in my preferred
style you like.
Preferred genre and style. It's a bit like funky-ish, groovy-ish, poppy thing. Song, tune, whatever that word is. And yeah, lo and behold, listen to it, search through the lyrics a little bit to get to understand what it's about. It's apparently a bit of a gospel, I guess, ish. CCM.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
Christian music, I
Contemporary.
think. Yeah, contemporary Christian music, which we talked about with Kinesia. Yeah, but I was just like, I didn't notice it in the beginning. Well, I did have some songs. I think I also previously mentioned it in the podcast. Like, sometimes I do have one or two Christian songs. It's very rare. It's one or two in like half a year or even in a year. So it's very rare. But this genre just fits me. So yeah, I kind of sometimes like I don't care if it's religious or not. Honestly enough, if it sounds good, it doesn't. The message in it is not something that I'm against with. Like it's not like what do you call it? Like
it doesn't propagate violence and hate.
Yeah, violence. Yeah, it's not hatred or like it's violence. It's just like being nice to other people and whatever, being loved and love people back and whatever. It's fine. You do you, as long as it's not violence. Yeah, I just hate it when people put violence. Yeah, so that's that.
Okay. All right. And for me, well, I'll just recommend the book that I mentioned just now. I'll just say it again. The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I really recommend that book because it's really, really... It's one of the books that has a lot of layers to it. Like you can reread again and you're going to pick up like new information, and the way the whole story unfolds, there's a lot of like time skips in there because again, this protagonist, she has lived for like 300 years. So there is a lot of things in her life that she just like, something happens, she thinks about something back in the past, and then she goes back to the present and things like that. But it's
That
very nice how
happens
like
a
the
lot.
story just unfolds very, very gently in a way. Yeah, and then did I cut you off just now?
Maybe.
What do you want to say?
Is it like then there's the main plot and then there's jumps to a certain point in time?
Yeah, like there's the current timeline of things happening.
Okay, yeah.
And then
there's
there's,
the
like,
main plot
reference.
and then there's the reference to 70 years ago.
300 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Continue.
And then the other recommendation I have is a classical piece of music.
Why are we not surprised that Audrey is the popular music one and Felicia is the classical one? So it's balanced out. It balances out.
Yeah. Hungarian Dance number 6 from Johannes Brahms.
Right, okay.
This is the one in, what key is this in? D flat major.
D flat.
Yeah. And it's really nice because it's
So
very...
all black keys except F and C.
F and C. Yeah. And it's very, very, very lively. I think it's very jovial. Like, you know, number 5, right? There's a bit of like seriousness in there. Number 6 is very lively. You just can imagine people just jumping around. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then there's one part where it's very cheeky. It kind of like just slows down very suddenly. And then there's a very nice rounding off. And then it comes like, yeah, it's very exciting. I actually heard it on the radio, and then I was like, wait, what's this piece? And I looked it up, and then
On the
it
radio?
became a yell.
Oh, okay. Do you listen to like
Radio.
classical radio or something?
Sometimes
Okay.
in the car.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not driving, so I can look things up on my phone.
Good. Good.
Yeah. So there is that. Go listen to that. It's pretty fun.
Okay, nice. Or maybe just go listen to classical radio. That could be also the because I didn't know that. Well, I don't listen to classical radio, but yeah,
But do you listen to radios?
not often,
Not often.
barely. I used to.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for the recommendations, Fishy.
And thank you for yours, Audrey.
Yeah, and this is almost the end of the year.
Yes.
We will have, I think, one more episode, right? And then we will take another break. But we will just let you know that we will have one more episode and then we will take a break. And as we said earlier, check the previous episode because this is a 2-part series. Check out what I did to Felicia's piece. And yeah, and the inspiration behind it and everything. And check out our blog because all the information should be there. Yeah.
Yes.
Cable. So with that, I guess this is bye.